The aim of my video today is to try and show you how this baby is around me and how I got them to be like this. I'll also show you some of his siblings who I'm using the same process for, but they're not as confident as him yet. So you want to build up more positive associations than negative, and that's what's going to help them learn that you are a good thing to be around. You're not scary, you're not a predator, you're not going to eat them. But it takes a lot of time for them to learn that, because as a tiny little thing, everything's out to eat you. It's not natural for there to be this giant being capable of eating you that instead brings you food. It takes a bit of time for them to wrap their head around that, I think. Okay, he's on my head. My first tip is to only start the handling process when they are big enough that you can feel them on you, because they're really fast and they will climb absolutely everywhere. And if you can't feel where they are and you lose sight of them, then that can be pretty stressful. If you do have one that's too small for you to handle, just spending time in the same room as them will help them learn that you are not a threat, you're not scary, and they are smart even from being really young. Once you feel like you're comfortable starting the handling process, you want to try and just spend whatever time you're already spending in that room, just start putting your hand in the tank. Don't flail it about, don't do anything scary, don't move like shuddery because predators do that. Just calmly plop your hand in, keep it there. It doesn't have to be right next to them either, like just where they're comfortable with, because you don't want to get so close that it scares them and then they run away. It's not the end of the world if that does happen. If it does, all you need to do is just keep your hand there until they calm down and they come back out. Because if they get scared of you and they run away and then you leave, that is teaching them that you were something to run away from. You always want to aim to leave the situation with them calm, because that leaves it a positive association even when they got scared at one point.
This is a 14-minute time lapse that is 8 times normal speed. It was recorded last week, so the confident baby that is with me in most of this video was still cautious about coming out of the tank. I offered him a mealworm in case that was going to coax him onto my hand a bit more, but he was having none of it. As you can see, most of the babies ignore my hand. The group at the back has some of the shyest individuals, so them letting my hand be this close without them running away is progress. I think the confident one that's with them is making them feel safer. If they are feeling very cautious, then it can be helpful to avoid eye contact with them.
Yeah, so you can use tweezers or your hands if they're comfortable with you bringing your hands towards them. I'll show you a clip, but as you can see, you can tell when they're interested in the food and when they're not. So if they're interested in it, they're a lot less likely to get scared by you bringing it closer to them. Yep. Oh, he's well determined right now. You are so determined. He's been in his tank again for maybe 3 minutes and now he's full of energy again. He's like, I'm going to give this another try. I'm going to get to that floor and I don't think he has a plan after that. Oh, he's on my toe. Once they feel safe around your hand, they're going to start to come closer to it and maybe sit on you and things like that. And once they're comfortable enough, they might come up your arm and try and come out of the tank. And that's fine, you can just let them do that. Once they do get out of the tank though, they're faced with this whole room they've never seen before. So they are really easily spooked at this stage. So you want to move really slow and smooth. You want to try and redirect them back to their tank as soon as possible. They'll probably walk back into it and then they might change their mind and come straight back out. Or they'll go and they'll settle down and that's enough excitement for them for now. You want to keep it short and pleasant and build up those positive associations. Right. The only reason he's out of the tank for so long at a time is because he's been doing it for about a week now. So he's building up his confidence as he goes, and that is why he's so much more confident than the other one who came out and immediately turned around and went back in. If they know they have the option to go back home, then that gives them a lot more confidence. I mean, imagine if you were let out of your house for the first time ever, and then you went into the front garden, and someone just locked the door behind you. Like, that would be scary in itself. You'd be like, hang on, I want the option to go home. You gonna do a jump? Nope, I'm gonna do a crawl. I will link to a video that I found very helpful. A lot of it is about snakes, but these guys are similar with how if they are curious, they flick their tongue out a lot. And that means they're curious, they're happy, they're interested. If they stop flicking their tongue, then that's not a good sign. That means they might have gotten frightened of you. Yeah. It means they might be feeling nervous, they might be about to do a runner. So on top of that, they also have isopods living in their tank. Where are you trying to go? That was one of the more cautious babies. He tried to do a runner and then he quickly wussed out. He was like, no, no, it's too much. He's back in the hair. His dad does this as well. So, until you personally feel like you're comfortable with the way that they are, then you can start the process of... See, I want him to be in the video, but he's also very distracting. It's a little distracting having someone climb... Oh, not again. Keep maintaining... Come on, little guy. You know, you do. You know.